You want to know what guys really think and talk about behind closed doors? Look no further. Welcome to the Other Guys podcasts. You'll most likely be offended, but you'll probably laugh too. So, enjoy. Hey.
That was a good move, Kevin.
I know. That was fuck it.
You just eye fucked the whole audience.
That's how we do.
That's pretty good.
That was a move. But yeah. I want to say to the billions, and the billions, and the billions,
And the billions have served.
of the Other Guys podcast listeners and viewers.
Yep.
Hi, and welcome to the Other Guys podcast. I'm Kevin, and Kirk is here, right?
Yep. I'm Kirk, and we got a beautiful April day.
Yeah,
We're part of. You know, it's nice to be alive. You know,
sun's out, guns out. Am I right?
yeah, we're working on the guns. We're both in the gym right now.
Oh yeah. Actually, speaking about the gym, I was at the gym today, and so Kirk, they say that in any given day a person has, I think, 100,000 thoughts, like just random things that pop into your head because whatever. But you want to know what's the number one thing I think of every day?
No.
Want to take a guess?
Is it women?
Yes.
And how much you appreciate them?
Yes.
And how much they make you happy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Happy indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was at the gym today, and I was looking around, and there were a lot of major hotties,
Mm-hmm.
and but like more. I don't know. Maybe for the first time, I was like, man, more than usual. And then not only that, but do you know what Instagram is, Kirk? Do you know Instagram?
I use that.
Yeah,
platform.
It's a photo sharing app.
Mm-hmm.
Where bikini babes take pictures of their ass, and I continually like them. That's
Right.
that's what their thing. But what I'm saying is have you seen these Instagram girls? We've talked about Instagram girls before, but have you seen these?
Like the big ass ones?
just general girls on Instagram.
I mean, I kind of was following certain people on Instagram that I thought were hot, but then it's like, in the end, like, it just reminds me that I gotta go to a porn website and masturbate because it's not porn.
So yeah. What you
And
say,
it's like, it doesn't. I don't know what it does for me.
it's like a gateway.
It's a gateway to being like, okay,
Yeah.
this is my thought process is now in line with wanting to masturbate, but
Right.
because you're not fully undressed and there's nothing else going on in this whatever thing, I need to go seek out pornography.
Yeah.
So to me, it doesn't, unless I like the personality of the person, I'm probably not going to follow them. So I don't know, maybe I'm different from you in that sense. I just want to cut to the point.
Well,
you know?
here's the thing. I also follow porn stars on Instagram to see what their daily lives are like. Hold on, just to see what their daily lives are like, and see what they're into. Sometimes they're cool. Sometimes, they're not sucking cock.
Sometimes they're just sucking on a vape.
Yes, a lot of them like weed.
Yeah, it relaxes you.
But
Well, you got to think, like, I bet, like, doing porn, it must be really, like, anxiety driven.
Sure.
Because, like, you gotta stay loose, right? And all I know is, like, marijuana is good for that. Good for the pain too when you're taking a pounding.
Yeah. But
So I don't know.
But I don't know. Listen, I see all these Instagram girls, but in general, I've been seeing a lot of, in my travelings of this world, I've seen a lot of very, and this might be just in Toronto, but listen, I've been other places too, and there are a lot of attractive women on this planet. And I don't know what the math is right now. Is it 50-50? 50% men. 50,
I think there's slightly more women.
There's
than
more
men.
women,
It's
right?
like 51% somehow.
Oh, okay.
Somehow it's like a
Whatever.
little bit more women than men. I don't know how that works
I
out,
am
but
all for that.
except in China.
Why?
Well, there was a certain principle brought in as a one-child rule.
I thought you were gonna get racist and be like, "Oh, they're all the same," and like,
Yeah. That's what no, I just mean like I don't know like how that really.
Yeah. Is it China that's only doing it?
Well, I don't know if they're still doing it, but there was a certain period of time in China. I think it was from the late 80s to like the 2000s where there was a rule that like because of overpopulation, you could really only have one kid.
Oh,
The one kid rule, and that meant that like a lot of people would keep would if they had two kids and one was a girl, one was a boy, then they keep the boy because that's like the traditional family sort of thing, and then the girls would get adopted or not,
Oh,
So it was almost
like what would happen if they didn't get adopted?
I don't know. Like it's probably a pretty shady history with that. What happens in that? But then I guess that in the end started to affect the birth rate more because then there was like a decidedly advantage like numbers for men versus women at that point because there's more and more men at that point in society.
Fair enough.
So it's kind of like a bad idea, but still probably needed to be done, I guess, because like it's pretty populous,
Right.
Now our geopolitical talk has been completed. Let's go back to whores at the gym.
Yes, ladies of the weights.
Yeah.
No, I see a lot of attractive women in Toronto and all around, and it got me thinking. And that's when it got me thinking. Is it me or are women, and then maybe we'll talk about the guys, but right now, are women more attractive? And now you got to put aside, fashion, style, and all that stuff, but I'm just talking from pure genetic based. And obviously now we have access to, plastic surgery, but I'm just saying in general, are women hotter now than they ever were in the history of humanity?
I'm going to say yes.
And
I think I know why.
Why?
It's almost like a natural selection type thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think like with like the more we progress and what the definition of beauty is and things like that,
right?
Then it's almost, I don't even know if it's that exactly, but it's almost like genetically to keep reproducing. Like women have gotten more attractive over time.
Right. So
it's kind of like an interesting sort of thing to think about. But also like I also think it's because like of the international kind of community.
Yeah.
Like it's much different than it was like I think 50 years ago where you didn't see like Russell Peters has a joke about like intermingling.
Yeah.
Like
we're all gonna be mulatto.
Yeah, where his thing was like you got like a Filipino and a Jew and like and it's like and you have all these different combinations and then like eventually you start to get like
hot mixes.
You get mixes because it's taking all the best characteristics a lot of times through selection of like breeding that way.
I'm a half breed. I'm a mix. I'm a Eurasian.
Did you know I'm a half breed?
Are you?
I'm a half Irish, half Scottish, baby. That's why I'm so attractive.
You're
white.
White. That's like when you get two pieces of paper.
Excuse me. I also forgot to mention there's some British in there as well.
Yeah. That's a stern pot of.
It's a British kind of like little 1/8 in there. Throw that in. Mostly, I'd say mostly Irish, then Scottish, then a bit of British. Why not?
I'm half Asian, half Filipino, half Hungarian, and that's Eurasian. Have you seen some Eurasian women though? Like European Asian women that are mixed?
Would that be like what's your name?
Do you know a girl named Eva Lovia?
That's a porn star, right?
She's still a woman.
I just want to know if I was correct on that.
You were.
Okay.
See,
yeah.
let your instincts take over.
I think I've heard.
Seen her.
I just my
she
thing
is a Eurasian.
Well, my thing is I can't think of what she looks like. But I was gonna say
I could. Yeah.
I was trying to think of what's her name who is married to John Legend.
Oh, Chrissy Teigen.
Chrissy Teigen. She'd be like Eurasian, right? Because she's like half white and half Asian, right?
She could be black, half black.
Or she's half. Yeah, but she's very beautiful.
Yeah,
she's definitely a mix.
I'm just saying. The mixes are really nice. But anyways, back to the whole genetics thing. So I started to question: are women hotter now than ever before? Like, I mean, if you're gonna look at the top, so back in the day, in the 1950s, the hottest woman on Earth, because obviously they, whatever, but the hottest woman was like Marilyn Monroe. And you've seen pictures. She was a cute girl. She was cute. But if you're going to compare her to like, and obviously the standards and the styles and whatever are different now. And obviously with plastic surgery, girls can modify themselves. But right now, like, who do you think is the hottest girl? Like, who's atop your... Like, I don't know, man. There's so many.
I like Allison Brie.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah,
she's cute. She's on Glow.
I like that she's in like she's now a wrestler, because I thought she was really cute on Community, but now she's like in a wrestling show. So I'm like, yeah, she could dominate me. You know?
Okay.
Be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Very strong.
She's married to James Franco.
No, she's not married to James Franco.
Oh,
she's married
the
to
other Franco.
the brother Franco.
Dave Franco.
Brother Dave.
Brother Dave.
So I think I have a shot, right?
Yeah.
Like, I could be like, with a bit of work, I wouldn't take, I mean, a bit of work, not too much. I could be more manlier and like attractive than Dave Franco, right?
Sure.
I mean, like I'm funny.
He's pretty funny too.
But like, maybe I'm funnier.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, hold that candle. Just hold that candle and see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, I think.
Who else do I love? Oh, Aubrey Plaza. Oh,
she's a biracial girl, isn't she?
I think so.
Or she's just Latin.
One of her, I think.
Oh,
one of her grandparents or someone was what's the I forget now. I remember she was talking about it once.
right.
Anyways.
You know who's a major babe? Still got it, and for like she's been able to hold it for the longest while.
Pamela Anderson.
No, I mean I haven't seen recent pictures, but Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale.
And you know who she's dating?
Roger Moore.
He's dead. Pete Davidson. You know Pete Davidson?
Kate Beckinsale is dating Pete Davidson.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So I don't know too much, but
because he was dating Ariana
Grande broke up with that. With the young chick.
And now he's with the older.
He's with. I'm not gonna call her an old.
She's at least 40. She's 40 something, right?
Maybe somewhere up there, but she's hot. She's a MILF.
Like, sure. I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like,
even if I was 21, I'd still wanna yeah. I don't know.
That's cool. Good for Pete Davidson. Like,
he's got a big cock. He's got to have a big cock.
There's something about that guy, right?
There's no
something
way.
He's got it. If he doesn't, he's got a good rep going. Like his something like.
Listen,
let's just say
I don't know the rest of his dating history, but Ariana Grande to Kate Beckinsale.
No, but I mean, like,
he's got
Like, I think that's just like, even if he doesn't have it going on, which just not saying he doesn't, but I'm just saying, like, that's like good hype.
Yeah.
If, like, say the next woman, it's like, she's like, I don't know if I want to fuck this guy, but he's been with Ariana Grande, and Kate Beckinsale must be packing something pretty sweet,
there. Yeah.
So so like a lot of that has to do, I think, with like the name game.
Name game. Yeah, I guess that's a trick.
Like if I was dating someone who was out of my league, people would probably assume something like that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If I ever saw you with an attractive woman, I'd be like, she's obviously like, it's got to be.
She can withstand his personality.
Yeah.
It must be because he's swinging the hammer real good.
I'd be like, how does a woman like that stay around a man who eats cottage cheese? That much cottage cheese.
I don't eat that much cottage cheese.
I've seen you eating tubs of cottage cheese.
It comes in a tub. It comes in the tub, and I eat it out of the tub.
And you eat a whole tub at a time.
Well, it's a medium-sized tub.
Okay.
And it's 500 milliliters.
Yeah.
I maybe eat one once a week.
Like I said, if I ever see you with a dime, a hottie, listen. I 100% I'll support you. I'll just be confused in my head. Maybe even a little jealous. But
yeah, I don't know why I don't pull down hotter women.
Right.
Because like, I mean, I hear these things of like, women like funny guys and like, funny and charming.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm kind of smart sometimes.
Right.
And like, as well, like, I'm not that attractive, which I think is good for women. Some women want to be the attractive one. They don't want their man to be like, too front and center.
Right.
Because then they're high maintenance. They want like the easygoing, low maintenance guy.
Right.
And I'm like a good cushion. Like
Right.
I'm soft in a lot of places, all right, except for where it counts.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Is that end of
Sales.
my dating video?
Yeah. Um.
That should be like a
Well,
new
well,
segment we make, like a
yeah.
dating video.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
No, but yeah. So like, the attractive women that are out there, I've just been like, because if there's like, I feel like women are getting hotter and hotter as the older I get. And this is a borderline like, I feel like when we were like the girls that are in college now, or even whatever, like they're I don't know if it's like makeup tutorials or whatever, but like
I was gonna say that. Well, I think
like girls are just taking care of themselves better. Like more of them are hitting the gym. Like I've said, I guess from like back in my day, like people my age when I was in high school or whatever, they weren't hit going to the gym. They were going out whatever thing. But now there's girls like in high school and like college that are like going to the gym, and they're gym chicks and they're fit chicks, and it's amazing because it's like. I think those little like and makeup and I feel like all those little things that they do is what's really turning it on from like being like girls that you maybe don't notice to being like holy shit, right? I think girls are getting hotter. Girls are getting hotter.
Well, the makeup thing makes sense to me too, because that's kind of like a big thing.
Yeah, because
I remember I know some girls who are like it's weird because I've seen them without their makeup, and it's like you see a different person.
Yeah, no, because I've seen
and it's like, but they're so good now at doing their makeup.
Yes.
You don't really think of it as makeup in the typical sense. Where you used to like see someone made up like with lipstick and everything, like the eyeliner. It's like all like the foundation stuff they put on in different colors and shades and stuff. It like and like the contouring, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you're saying, it's all those tutorial type things where they can learn how to do it. Like it like really flies under the radar.
Yeah.
But like you can make you look a lot better.
Oh no, that's the thing, and I've seen girls where like I've seen them like without their makeup. And I mean, listen, they're nice. They're pretty. At the end of the day, that's who you're gonna be. What if you?
No, it's just like to me, the same thing. I didn't think the person was ugly. It just was like it just looked noticeably different.
Yeah, it
just
takes
like
it up there, right?
Yeah, it was kind of.
And clothing too, like the invention of yoga pants and TNA and Lululemons, that has made girls. Because back in my day, girls wore like tearaways and shit. Like, the tearaways?
I don't know what tearaways are.
I don't know. Or like what else did girls wear?
Well, in my day, they were like.
Sweatpants?
Remember when I was
sweatpants?
there wasn't sweatpants when I was in high school and stuff, but there was like the hip hugger jeans and the thong.
Oh yeah.
And that was kind of like the big thing then. It was like.
But even then, they weren't form fitting as they are now.
Yeah, it was more or less to show off like your midriff. It wasn't like it wasn't like, and if you see the thong, that was kind of like not on purpose sometimes, but you see that and you're like hot, but it wasn't like showing off their ass at all.
No, but that's another thing too. I've noticed too. Girls are getting more ass. Like back then, girls used to be like white girls. I'm saying white girls used to be pretty. They almost went for that like Victoria's Secret model like stick figure kind of thing. But now every girl I see. They're working on their ass.
Yeah, the ass is
like you've seen more ass.
The ass is the new boobs of the our age,
I guess. Are you a boob or if you had to pick one, boobs or? I was about to say boobs or tits, but
I don't know. I'm pretty down the middle sometimes, depending.
Yeah.
Like if they have both, that's great. Like if they had one or the other, I guess you got to go butt.
Right.
I mean, well, no, it's like because I like girls with like big tits, but I like small. Girls with like kind of petite, small boobs are kind of cute. Like I don't really. It's like one of those things. It depends, I guess.
Right.
I think I can get into any of that stuff. It's like you gotta say. I want to say it like to any women out there that like yes, your butt and your boobs all pretty good stuff.
As long as they're functioning.
It's good stuff, It's
right. I used to be a tit guy, but then like I think tit with no ass, not as great, but. No tits with ass, you can still get away with it. Because I think there's a certain
Yeah. Well, like
thing.
the workout stuff, I think that's why you see girls lifting weights. Is
Yeah.
because
And
like because it's like cardio won't give you that, but
yes.
but
See,
lifting.
that's
will.
what's changed too. I feel like the knowledge, especially with YouTube and stuff. Back then, I used to like girls that just used to run. They used to just jog and all that stuff. And they'd be slim, fit, really skinny or whatever. But then the moment that they learned that, hey, wait, if you actually lift some weights, if you actually get some muscle, you fill out a lot better. And I think that's what's happening. I think these girls are like getting like, man, have you ever seen like a girl squat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I watch sometimes on Instagram. I'm like their exercise routines, and I'm like at first I'm there to perv out.
Oh, 100%.
And then the second thing that happens to me, I was like, wow, those are some great moves.
Right.
Like the stuff they're doing, it's like they're showing like a circuit basically of how they're exercising. And it's like, and the kind of stuff they're doing is kind of inventive as well.
Yeah.
Like it's not like your typical, it's stuff I would have thought to do at the gym myself. But like, I was just always kind of impressed with like kind of the way they go about it. Like sort of like either, I don't know.
Right.
Like but most of it seems to be targeted towards like quads and glutes and stuff, right?
That's the move. But so anyways, after seeing these girls at the gym, I googled are women getting hotter, and I found this article, Daily News. I forget who is it by a Kate Nocera.
Sarah, what's her name?
I don't know. Somebody. But anyways,
Kate, no Sarah.
so just
Kate.
let me just go over the article. The world is getting hotter, and we're not talking about global warming. So scientists at the University of Helsinki, and that's in
Finland.
I was about to say Sweden, but okay. In Helsinki, found that women have become steadily more attractive over generations. The research also showed that attractive women tend to have more children than less attractive peers. That makes sense, right? Like if you're gonna plant your seed, you'd rather plant your seed in someone hotter than someone less.
Well,
Personally.
The thing is with like having sex is it's like an inherent thing you're doing to procreate.
Mm-hmm.
So like I guess maybe not even just be like inherent. You're thinking like I don't know, like that's basically like everyone wants to get down, but that's really all you want to do is make babies. What you're really it's like tricking you into your body.
Right.
So probably you seeing certain traits in people, like I'm sure like a nice symmetrical face and certain body means they're healthy and they're whatever, and that goes a long way into making you want to mate with them, right? So,
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's kind of it. But then like I don't know, a lot of ugly people get together too, right? So
Yeah, that's true. They can, but anyways, I'm not gonna talk for the ugly.
we're just talking about hot people right now. People get with it. Get with it.
So a researcher on the project released a study that shows beautiful women produced 16% more offspring than other women. The Times reports that the study focused on American women. About 1,200 women and 1,000 men were followed for more than 40 years, and their attractiveness was judged based on a series of photographs taken over a course of their lives. So,
yeah, I thought about that recently. I'm like, yeah, hot women, they must like just be fending it off all the time. Like it's like they may not even want to have kids or get pregnant, but they're probably gonna have to be on the defensive all the time to avoid that because someone's gonna want to put it in them.
Actually, yeah, I mean, no, definitely. But so another thing is that so one of the scientists was like an evolutionary psychologist at the London School of Economics, found that attractive parents gave birth to far more daughters. So that's why there's more women. I think attractive people tend to have. So if attractive people have daughters as offspring, we're going to get more women. And if women are getting hotter, one day we'll be a planet of hot women and ugly men.
Yeah, maybe.
One can hope and dream, Kirk.
Well, I mean, like also like some of these hot people are gonna have hot men. Maybe not as many, but
maybe
slightly.
Maybe.
But like eventually, like they could weed out the uglies.
Yeah.
potentially. But I kind of see that as like what you're saying is like, well, what if it's like a pyramid and we're not at the top yet?
Yeah.
It's just like consistently getting to the perfect person and like a perfect type of person. So like until like we're really hot, like in 50, 100 years.
So what you're saying is
like every so many people getting together, it gets hotter and hotter and hotter.
Our species is slowly working towards getting. You know what? That makes sense because if you look back in the day when we were cavemen, we were pretty ugly.
I mean, unless you were a caveman, you were like, "That's fucking hot."
Nah, man. There's no like I don't know.
If you were a caveman back then, you saw one of those.
I think that's why cavemen.
Saw one of those cave bitches.
I looked. There was a movie. I think what's his name? Ron Perlman was it?
No, of course he was.
No, hold on.
He's always in the movie where the ugly guy.
No, he was in a movie where it was about cave.
Was it the movie Encino Man?
No. But Ron Perlman was a caveman. Anyways, in the movie, and I think this is based on actual facts. The original sex position was the doggy, like he like in the movie he basically grabbed the girl was like in foraging for some shit, and then he came from behind and basically did it. And I don't know, that might be because he wasn't actually attracted to her. He just wanted to do the deed.
I think he wanted us to sneak up.
And I think doggy is the ultimate. I'm not really attracted to you, but I want that. Because if you're attracted to the person, you might want to do it missionary, right? Because you get to see the whole thing.
I guess. I kind of think of missionary as like, it's got to be like the original one, right?
No, I think missionary was more of a... I think missionary was like a girl's move of like, hey, I want to see what you're doing to me.
They really can't. They just look at each other.
No. I think the original... Because no, if you look at chimps and if you look at dogs... They all do it doggy style. They do it from behind, right? Like the girl down, guy comes in from behind. And
I think it's like logistics too, kind of.
Yeah, but I think the original sex position was doggy.
Like dogs can't have sex missionary style.
No, they can't. But there's no other species.
Another fun fact. I remember it was on some show and they talked about how like we would have evolved from having like kind of like fangs, like from like for a certain point of evolution, and then we lost them, and then the person was saying a good reason why we lost them was oral sex. You can't blow somebody with fangs, or like the big chompers.
That's
right?
fair enough. So. So I mean, science has proven. And I've clearly seen it around that girls are getting hotter and hotter. Their population, they're also going to be more of them.
Can I also say something? Like your cross section, and I mean I believe you and all, but also your cross section is at a gym in Toronto,
right?
One of probably full of some of the most beautiful women from all over the world.
Okay,
live here and you know, and you got everybody, not everybody, but like all types of people.
Right.
If this was like the good life in Sarnia, it might be a different story. Be some hot women, but you're at like the epicenter.
So it's
hot ladies.
It depends. So really, what you're saying is that I'm only taking I'm only judging it based on a small amount of data. I need to actually travel these lands.
But I think
and find where the hot women are at.
No, I think I'm saying you're in the good place. Like you're in the place where you're gonna see the most bang for your buck. Sort of, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna see that like the hottest on average type people because it's a big city, ethnically diverse,
right?
And also it's like an epicenter for international people to come to, and schools, like it's for think of like colleges and universities, students like that, and but I mean like that. I mean what you're seeing is also like probably a good outlook on what you're saying, on how people are getting hotter.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that's also like you're at the forefront, as I'm saying.
In a way, yeah, I guess so. A pioneer.
Well, you're seeing
pioneer
like, my visions of hot women. It came true.
No, listen, man. Fuck. I don't know. Like yeah. I don't know. I think that's a good. I think that we're going in a right place. When women are becoming more attractive, men are just kind of... Because, like, I think right now...
Well, I think the whole thing is...
we're becoming...
it's almost like I think women have to become more attractive from, like, a mating standpoint.
Right.
in this current age because people have so many distractions.
Options. Right. Okay.
And like we're soon going to be, like you said before, in
Yeah.
the digital sex age of
Yes.
robotic love,
Yes.
and women got to compete with that.
Mm.
So I mean, not like they know they're competing already, but like
Yeah.
I think like part of that, like of women getting more attractive and being more noticeable, is kind of like a response to the age we live in, where people are in a bubble and you really got to get their attention.
Right. 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 Right.
Versus like looking just average doesn't do it anymore.
Right. So, with this information of attractive women getting hotter, and also there's going to be more of them, what do you think? What chance does the average Joe have now? Or do you think like I don't know, man. Like, where do you
I
think
think
the future?
me and you, we still have the same chances we have
Yeah?
now.
Okay.
Um,
No, but no. What I'm saying is, do you think that one day, like right now, the playing field is like, you'll get like some attractive girls and some not so whatever. Do you think one day it's all gonna be attractive girls?
I don't know. I think there still has to be a differentiation between like whatever.
So you think the world still needs ugly people?
Not even just that, but there'll always be a differentiation of who's at this and who's at that. Like
Right.
because like if everyone's just all of a sudden beautiful and
Right.
but the men, like some men are kind of like it's just average across the board,
Yeah.
whatever. You got your and there's just like tens of women. Then like you'd have to start probably breaking down what makes this 10 more or less attractive than the other one.
Than the other 10, yeah.
It's like, is it their personality? Is
Yeah.
it there's like they fart too much or something? Or
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's like I don't see that happening because I think like for the most part I think like you're gonna have like a mixed bag of people, but maybe that's trending towards more like I think people in general are probably becoming more attractive if anything.
Right.
Like it makes sense. Like also when we're talking about something like you see like I'm 33 and I don't know if I take care of myself that well. I try. Most people assume I'm much younger. Most people think I'm like 25 or younger.
Sure. Because you wear Adidas shirts.
And I wear
and you say things like YOLO.
I say what's up.
Actually, I think that's even.
I say what's up, dog.
Yeah.
What's chillaxing.
Yeah,
They think that's me just being ironic.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, but that's how I talk. Because I'm from the 90s. But no, I think potentially like if I was so say I was born in 1950 instead of 1985, and it was probably a time when you would smoke and you wouldn't really consider much about your diet. You know, the same information you have now about health, like taking like vitamins, minerals, anything like that.
World War I just happened.
Yeah, and I don't have to go to war. I don't have to go to war. And I would be in that generation of I think and it wouldn't be okay in that generation for men to really be take care of themselves in the same way. Like if you're like, oh, that guy's putting moisture on his face, why would he do that?
But do you think men might have actually looked better before than they are now? Like a lot of men now, they're doing like face tattoos, man buns.
Yeah, that's the stuff that I'm just saying I'm just saying more of like a youth sort of thing.
Oh.
But then you're saying more of aesthetic kind of shit.
Yeah.
I just mean it's health wise and like youthfulness like I feel like if I would have been a generation or two earlier, then maybe I wouldn't be as healthy or at least look as young. Okay. So something about going through this generation has made me sustain my youthfulness somehow.
Yeah.
So, because I just assume I feel like I look like how old I am, but then when I don't know how many times I hear from working with people or the people I meet, they think that I'm still 20.
Right.
Like the one I did an interview yesterday, and the guy I went to home. I was something about going to school.
Yeah.
And how I'd finished school, and he's like, I think he misheard me, and he's like, so are you still in school? And I was like, no, I'm 30. I'm 33. I haven't been in school since I was 22. So it's been almost 12 years.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think with that information, I'm happy that the world is becoming a more attractive place.
But also, you got to think of in terms of breeding. Yeah, is it more important for men to find women attractive than it is for women to find men attractive? And
Well-
maybe that what describes why women are getting more attractive by default, because it's almost more necessary that they're the attractive ones in the relationship.
Oh no, that's 100%. No, so the study actually showed that what do you call, with the increase of hold on, let me see if I can find that. Hold on. Basically, they were saying how the studies do show, however, that the attractiveness of men makes little difference in the number of children they have. Scientists say because of this, there is no evolutionary drive for men's looks to improve. So basically, here's the thing: men are visual creatures. We see something beautiful, we want to bang it, right? Women, they have a lot more going on. They're thinking about other things,
yeah,
right?
for sure. That's what I was.
Is the guy stable enough? Or whatever. And I think that's the difference. Is that with men, we're constantly looking for the beauty, or whatever. While women are looking for more like stability and strength and alpha and whatever you call it.
They're looking for like characteristics,
certain characteristics, rather than but the looks factor. It's like here's what I'm saying. It's like it's basically like for me, I would be constantly looking out for 10s, while a girl would be looking for anywhere between a 7 and a 10. But she has a bigger spectrum. She'll be like, I'll go with this 7 because he's nicer to me. He's more stable. He has he's better. Maybe he can fuck well, whatever it is. But I'll go with the 7.
He has a really good podcast.
He has a really good podcast. Drives a Harley and Mustang.
Yeah,
I'll go with
true.
this 7. Whereas guys are like 10, 10, 10. So the women have to compete with that mentality of the men thinking like 10s, 10, 10s. So they're now evolutionarily turning into 10s, while the men are like, yeah, fuck it. We're like, here's another thing too. If all the women become 10s and men now have an option of just 10s, dude, we don't even have to try anymore, because it's like, oh, the world, we can access to all the 10s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we may not be alive to see that though.
Listen,
but that's a nice
with technology and a new
it's
kicker.
It's a nice dream to hope for.
If they can make sex robots, they can give me a new ticker. I'll live up to like 200, 225, and get a fake dick, whatever it takes. But I want to be in the land of the attractiveness.
Okay, that's fair.
So that's where I'm going. That's my dream.
That sounds like a pretty good dream. You're like that movie. What's that movie with Rob Williams?
Bicentennial Man?
You're like Bicentennial Man if it was like a porno. You're just like, give me what I need to fuck.
In the future, yeah.
I just want to fuck people in the future with my robot dick.
So I think what it comes down to is that women are improving themselves. I mean, look, socially, like whatever. Women are just becoming better human beings. Men are still kind of holding it.
That kind of reminds me of that episode
Right?
of, you watch Rick and Morty?
Yeah, I don't remember the episodes.
There's an episode where they're in they go to some other planet where it's like the women are highly evolved, but the men are all living outside of their colony.
Wasn't that a Simpsons thing too?
No, I think this is maybe it's it's a science fiction sort of thing
Fair
in
enough.
general, but
Yeah.
it might have gone. But it's basically the idea is they're all just these creatures.
Yeah.
And the women are closer to humanoids.
Yeah.
And but they just use a sex robot.
Yeah.
Like with your kind of idea.
Maybe.
They get these sex robots. They don't actually fuck the dudes anymore.
Yeah.
They just send out this fuck robot, and these monster guys just fuck it, and then they make babies in this kind of nursery thing, artificial, and the women and the men get separated, and the women stay in, and the men get kicked back out.
Yeah.
And so that could be
could be
a weird dystopia for what we're, because they'd be at this point, if you're thinking the men have control, being that they're not as attractive, but
Right.
the women still have all the cards in a sense. And now that they're all very beautiful and more highly evolved, then they might see less potential in us.
Here's the thing. I think a lot of people don't realize, and especially now with the Me Too's and the feminism stuff, I don't think a lot of people know this, but the women have always had the power. Women have always been dude, you ever heard of a person called Helen of Troy? She destroyed a nation because she slept with some guys.
Didn't she launch some ships?
She launched 1,000 ships.
Well, I mean,
What I'm saying is that women have.
it's they have. I mean, in history, you have control in some regard.
Cleopatra.
Yeah, these are just people, though. Just think of it basically at a certain point, women and men probably post Christianity
Yeah.
weren't considered equal.
Okay.
They
Fine.
made everything like probably before then it might have been more equal, and the women's place in society was more like more regarded. But then it became slowly like, okay, yeah, women don't have the right to vote. Women are meant to stay at home. They can't have jobs.
Right.
And so when you do all that sort of stuff, that means like when the United States said, well, we're like, or we're whenever it was, 1700, 1800s. When were they a country again? But basically, when they said we're a democracy where everyone gets a vote, it's not a democracy because women couldn't vote.
Yeah, until they.
So it's like half. So it's not a real democracy if half of your population isn't able to vote, and so that's a big deal because then it's like women. I mean, like it's obviously things are much better now, but you got to look at it like if you're systematically taking that much away from somebody, like their ability to have a career, to get education, it's kind of fucked.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So, yeah.
At the end of the day.
But yeah, they could fuck somebody and like start a war, sure.
They could. Listen, they've destroyed many powerful people. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Someone gave Hitler chlamydia. Do you know what chlamydia does to you?
No, what does it do, Kirk?
It makes you go insane. If you don't, it goes untreated.
Oh yeah.
So Hitler was I'm the Führer, right? I'm fucking lots of hot chicks I don't deserve to fuck, right? He gets chlamydia from somebody, doesn't get it treated, probably embarrassed that he's got chlamydia. Right. Maybe he starts making some bad decisions.
So hold on. Let me get this straight. What you're saying is that Hitler gets chlamydia, goes crazy, kills 6 million Jews.
No. I mean, like, I was gonna not to bring Jews into this. I was gonna say sending his troops into Russia, which was pretty crazy, and then making some weird later in the war. I'm saying
and other things.
I'm gonna say all credit to Hitler. It was his idea from the start, before chlamydia, to kill a bunch of Jewish people.
I thought
was in the book.
I thought you were about to blame a woman for giving him chlamydia, causing the rest of the stuff. Butterfly effect?
No,
like
I think
he got chlamydia.
I think it's a good thing that he got chlamydia because that probably changed everything in the favor
for
of
the
them.
better.
Well, in the favor because this happened like post when the war started, I assume, right? So if this happened and he starts making bad decisions like sending troops to Russia, that pretty much like is the end of World War II. Without making decisions like that are a bit,
So what you're saying is this woman saved the world
by passing along
the chlamydia, the clap.
Yep.
And that is history according to the other guy's podcast.
And and I've been Kirk. Good night.
I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. Kirk, any closing statements when it comes to the attractive women of Toronto and of the world?
Yeah, I just want to say that like I'm enamored. You girls are doing a good job out there. Women in general, you look nice, and yeah, I wish you would take more of an interest in me, but that's okay. I gotta maybe better myself before I can say such a thing.
That's kind of sad.
What? Let's cut that part out about me being sad, okay?
No.
Remember, this is gonna be my dating video.
Oh yeah, that's true. I just want to say to the attractive girls of Toronto and the world, where you at? Like, I've seen you at the gym, but where else do you guys like to? What? I'm trying to find out where they like to meet up.
Yeah, they're gonna
where they like to hang out. Where do they congregate?
I feel like they hang out in a car outside your house and just masturbate, hoping you're home or something. That's what you're hoping? Or?
I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool, right?
I want to know where they are.
The girl's like, shh, I think he's there.
No. Jesus Christ. I just, I don't know. You know what? Maybe that's for the listeners and for the viewers. If you guys can send us in the comments or whatever, where are all the hot girls at in Toronto? Let us know and drop in our DMs. Send pictures of these congregations and let us know. And that's the other guy's podcast. Good night. Stay hot.
Damn right.
Okay.